Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have like a lot of big PlayStation news coming out as of today when it comes to, well, number one, even more news on the live service games coming out. So basically, there's a lot of brand new PlayStation 5 games in the near future. We're also hearing a lot more rumors now too as well that there's going to be a bigger PlayStation showcase, or potentially not. We're kind of hearing conflicting sides on this one, but there's a potentially brand new PlayStation proper showcase. Like, we're not talking state of play, we're talking like official. Here's a bajillion different games out there, also being rumored around. We also are hearing some more rumors too as well, also slash not really rumors, because we've actually had confirmation from the most recent state of play of more bigger games coming out in the near future and more like basically pure state of plays for some of these upcoming games. We also have a little bit more news too as well for just, well, everything. We have a bunch of RAM stuff, even a brand new Witcher type style game too as well, getting a lot of love. But the one big one is going to be focused on as of this video is a game called Fairgame Cash. So we're going to talk about that throughout this one. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well. Check out the second Twitter, second YouTube, second Twitch. I guess we only have one Twitch, but whatever. And of course, subscribe here if you guys want to hear your thoughts and comments on everything down below. So hello, if you guys have missed it, we're now seeing a lot more information on a game called Fairgame. Now I'm going to go and play this up in the background as I kind of go and give you guys the quick gist slash talk about it, just so you guys can be familiar with it. This was actually announced a little bit ago, and this is where people are getting a little bit on the skeptical side, kind of judging PlayStation on their decisions on, you know, well, live services, if it's gonna be worth it, because apparently there was a little bit of a delay. So it's kind of like, it really depends on how you want to look at it. Apparently there is a little bit of a delay for this game, but also we're getting more information that the game is still in the works and going. So it's kind of like two conflicting sides, and I'm not really sure exactly what to focus on. So I'm going to talk about both throughout this video, because it is, well, true. Some people are very excited for new games. I'm on the I'm excited for new games genre. Even if the game gets delayed a little bit, if the game seems kind of nifty and cool, I'm down to wait for it. Don't mind. I don't want to have a mediocre game. And I always reference Cyberpunk as a good example of if you let that cook for another year or so, that initial reception would have been fantastic and a lot better. But either way, this is a game called Fairgame, and it's seemingly, from the trailer, we haven't seen much gameplay or other various things into it, a game that's kind of focused on maybe like a payday type style, like a bank looter type style game. But I think this is actually kind of cool. Now, some people are conflicted because I think it was meant to be more of a live service game, but I feel like these types of games actually might fit well into live service. Basically, I'd probably imagine they're just making brand new maps all the time and updating the characters and updating like just these random little like things like this, like these doohickeys throughout the game, different like heists, different objectives, and I can kind of see it working well, because it would just be a game, instead of being a live service game, even though it technically is, it would just be a game that'd be continually getting updates, which I'm not usually too opposed. Although for some odd reason, games like PlayStation Studio games or even some Xbox games usually have a very, very quick die-off, and there's not usually the strongest community behind some of these games, for not really sure why. I think a big example for that one is that some games like a Payday 2, which is probably be the closest game we can probably go and recommend on it. I might let's go play that one more time as well. But basically, Payday 2 is a good example. There's millions of people who bought the game, a really well-received game, and it kind of shows that a live service game like this, DLC, etc., would actually go work out well. I think it's kind of cool because a lot of people are curious on what these PlayStation Studio games are in the works for. And yeah, but the part two of this is that some people are thinking that this is going to be a little bit of a flopper. We had games like Concord, which was a hero shooter, cool, but at the same time, it was a $40 price tag. And would people want to spend $40 on this, or even maybe $60, $70? Well, that sometimes can go and affect the longevity and the, I guess, reoccurring or new player base acceptance for these types of games. Because something like a Marvel Rivals, free to play, Fortnite, free to play, Rocket League, free to play. So we have all these free to play options, and it makes it a lot harder to have a high quality gaming experience. We have to spend money on it. And a good example is maybe throughout the entire gaming sphere is a game like Payday 3. Now, Payday 3 I played on the day one. It was also a Game Pass game. That game sucked. Like, truly. Now, do I think Payday 2 was better? Yes, I think it had better AI, better objectives, it seemed nicer, and, well, it was also a very long-made game. Payday 3, though, sucks. Like, it basically had no people playing it, and it kind of seems like that same genre of people who like those games just went back to Payday 2. And this is where I think people are getting concerned on it, because this could be a fun potential game. Like, I like the idea, although this is CGI, we have to see actual gameplay. But like, I like the idea of doing like a group like heist thing. What if it's two heists against each other, like a banks and robbers? Like, some people are protecting the bank, some people are fighting it. I think that's a cool idea. Like, I see a vision behind this. I actually can see it being kind of really well made. Like I said, Payday 2 went well, but that also may have just shown that the gaming sphere as a whole has changed a lot, because Payday 3 itself didn't. So was that like, was it more so because it's live service? Was it more so because the game is mediocre? Was it more so because like people just their taste in gaming has changed, and we have a lot better free-to-play games, so you don't want to spend like 30 bucks, 40 bucks on a multiplayer game anymore. Like, there's a lot of various aspects of it that could be an issue. But either way, this is kind of the big stuff on it, because Fairgame's been getting a lot of attention as of right now, saying that one of Sony's latest PS5 live service games, Fairgames, is coming out on 2026. So based on the trailer, let me know what you guys kind of think about it, like a resurgence of it. But saying following numerous cancellations, we're probably now at the point where you can count the number of PS5 live service games Sony has in the works in one hand, because a lot of these big ones got canceled. Fairgame from Haven Studios and Bungie's Game Marathon are two of them, but suggested the former needs more time. So according to Jeff Grubb, that basically co-op heist shooter Fairgame is looking for around a 2026 release, which is intriguing. We're kind of looking at it. I like just knowing these games are existing nonetheless, but this also might be a good vibe to do as well, because we're slowly maybe padding out this 2026, which granted I want to have games for this year, because duh, and well, we might have this big PlayStation showcase that's rumored to be flown around as of the 2nd, but we'll have to go and see. But anyway, the people who are making this game are behind Assassin's Creed. It was showed a few years ago, and well, it was also kind of booed a lot because it was also related to Concord and Marathon, so not so good on that. But we do keep on seeing like a lot of these canceled games. We've talked about this, where like the Ben Studio game was most likely going to cancel their game, and we still don't see anything for Days Gone 2 as the remake, and of course as well the God of War. There's supposed to be a God of War, I believe, multiplayer. Same with the Spider-Man multiplayer. All these games are getting canceled, and it kind of makes me sad because I see the vision for some of these. God of War multiplayer, not so much. Spider-Man multiplayer, yes, like I would have probably played that day one, and if it would have sucked, it would have sucked, sure. But people are getting concerned at it because there are still a lot of games either being delayed or a lot of games having canceled issues, and live service is maybe not being the big bread and butter that they were expecting, and that is kind of more of like a lucky cult classic. You know, depends on the vibe. But either way, this is intriguing to go and see as we're seeing more information on it. Now, to give you guys some more of this type of stuff too, we are still now as well being reportedly seeing a brand new full showcase for later on this year. So we're intrigued. Like, we saw some interesting games too as well, like the Tides Annihilation, which I actually put a full-on gameplay video on the channel itself. If you guys want to go maybe look at that, we could probably show you guys. They have like Liza P and all these other various games too, Lost Souls Aside, etc., etc. And of course also Horus Marque's brand new game too as well. But a lot of people are still waiting for Ghost of Yotei, which should be coming out this year, Death Stranding 2, which should be coming out this year, Mole's Wolverine, which ideally was supposed to be this year. We haven't heard any news on it, so I kind of doubt it. And of course as well Intergalactic 2 as well. So there is like a few games padded on up, but some people are still concerned because we don't know exact dates for a lot of them. The most recent state of play, yes, but like the more bigger games, like Wolverine, no one knows. I even had people tweeting about me, asking about it. No one really knows. So it's an intriguing thing to go and see. But a lot of people are now saying that it's being reported and considered that this summer we'll have another big PlayStation showcase, which I like. It kind of replaces the place of E3. And I just want to see more games, whether it's for the end of this year or through the next. Because right now, there's a few PlayStation games, don't get me wrong, but that's where people are concerned on, because there's not as many games as of this current moment that we're kind of expecting. And that kind of makes me, well, sad, because I want to play more games. And now we've also had a chance to go and showcase it, like I mentioned before, for the Tides Annihilation. So we're seeing cool games. Like, we're seeing these kind of dope, I don't know, like either RPG type style game, third-party games or whatever. I'm going to give you guys a quick little glance of the gameplay for this too, for the Tides of Annihilation. But like, it looks cool. Like, it gives me like these Demon Souls, like Stellar Blade, Elden Ring kind of mishaps, like Final Fantasy vibes. Like, I like this type of stuff. I'll play it. But we also are still waiting for more stuff from PlayStation officially, and we are slowly getting it, but we don't have official release dates. And once again, people are concerned about like live service. Is that going to still happen? Is that going to be a thing? And I almost want to say it seems like PlayStation maybe overly canceled as many of the live service games they have. Like, I don't like it. Like, I think there are some that had potential, like the Last of Us multiplayer game. I had potential. If these were in the works for a few years already, why not just release it and let it cook? Concord had its own issues, and I do think it's, well, it is what it is, you know. Concord just it is what it is. But at the same exact opposite side, I don't know. I do feel like we should maybe still have some. Like, I think it's okay to have some, maybe not have 15 games or go all in on live service, yeah, but like, you give me a few of them. Like I said, I would have loved to have played a multiplayer MMO type style Spider-Man game where I can be my own Spider-Man with the multiverse. Like, that was the idea behind it. I thought that seemed like a cool idea. Like, I would have played it, would have bought it. But once again, God of War multiplayer, maybe not so much. Like, I don't really see the vision on it. Maybe like a co-op, sure, but multiplayer, not really. No, not really. Either way, though, we do have some kind of cool games. Like, I do think this Tides of Annihilation game is going to be hopefully a closet hit. And we also are seeing at least new things coming, like that PlayStation Showcase, potentially maybe for the summer, which will hopefully have a chance to pad out the rest of this year and have some more PlayStation Studio games. But people are concerned because it's like, where are our games? We know there's a few coming, and I'm very excited for it. But once again, for throughout the rest of this year, we got a few. And I'm hyped up for them, sure, but I want more. I want that like bread and butter. I'm still waiting for things like Wolverine on updates on that, or any other various other bigger games out there. So I think a lot of people have that same reception since the state of play. Like, it was very mid. I liked a lot of the games. I'll play a lot of them, but there wasn't anything big from PlayStation themselves. Third party, yes, I'm always into that. But main games and main PlayStation games, I want a little bit more of that to make sure my PS5 Pro is worth it and all my other various games are cool. You know, at the end of the day, that's what I kind of want. So my little bit of ramble on this one where people are concerned, but at least we have cool news to go and showcase up and new games to go and discuss on. So I want to hear your thoughts on all this down below. And I guess the big picture. Subscribe here. We have our second YouTube. We have the Twitters and Twitches down below and all the various links. And I appreciate y'all so much for watching here in the first place.